Good morning, 7:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, July 14, 2019. Wow, look, huge market maker dump. There goes the market maker's trades, 1197.99. That's the bottom. Let's see the top. What is he up to? There he is again, 119.97. Let's take the calculator, see what he's done. What price is this? 95.18, looks like to me. 95.18 minus 94.35. Well, that's 83 cents. I took the last figures over here. They're not equidistant. It's just moved the walls. You can see what's happening. I did that one so you could see the walls moving. Okay, let's go to the bottom wall. Let's get the price. 93.29. $0.90. The trades are not equidistant, but he is trying to slow down the dump. If you could look, where the trade was before to where the trade was now. You see, this is the top wall, right? This is the bottom wall. The first one here in this sequence, bottom wall, bottom wall. You can see the price has been lowered. Top wall, top wall. You see what he does? Now, this is when he was dumping it. Now he's stabilizing it. See, I'm showing you. Now he's brought it more equidistant. And then you'll see the market dump will not exceed anymore. It'll slow down. You see what he's doing? And now, after he's done his this is when he was bringing it down. Now he's slowing it, and now you're going to see the green bar. You see? This is all the market maker uses in his trades. It's very easy to explain this. He accelerated the dump, right? Look how the spread is over $3 this morning. So what do we have? The volume. I could even tell you how much he stole. This is the volume, right? 296,378, right? Now we know he the volume for each coin. What is it? What's the price? He took it down from, what was it, $100 this morning? Times 100. So there goes the total worth of the volume that you see here. Now he brought it down by 7%, right? He stole $2 million this morning by orchestrating this dump. He triggered stop losses, right? He triggered the stop losses. We watched him both flat. These were both flat now, so as fast as he was crashing the price, he was buying. I seen that this morning. I got that in the video. I'll keep that. I have it for the record. I will return it back to my bin. Okay, it's been restored. There's important information on that. I can show that if you guys want it. So now he took $2 million, 7%. used his trades. I have the clear proof that he used his trades to manipulate the market, right? This was it when he was doing the dump. This is the distance away from the mid-market price after he was done. This was the mid-market price when you see these red sticks here. So there's definite proof that the trades are manipulating the mid-market. When the dump stopped, when we were going down, look at the difference, the spread when we were going down. Look at the difference of the spread when we stopped being dumped down. And this happened before there was any trade activity. These trades have moved, and that I have copied that too as well. These guys need to go to jail. This right here, look at this. Look how much money he scooped up. Now, if he lets the price go up, right? If he lets the price go up on the amount of coin that he just scammed, I don't know how much he took the volume of the trades, but it was a lot. But I counted full 24-hour volume. Now, if he's got it cheap and he lets it go back to 100, right? That's a 7% gain back, right? So this is what he took. He extracted an equity out of the market. Now you times that. He's going to increase it 7%. When he sells it, it's the difference he's going to create is going to be $2 on the spread. I got it. So if you do the market volume, and you times it by 2, he makes another $600,000 just off the 24-hour volume. And yes, he does get it, because you got to remember he's providing liquidity for all these coin movement. So just what he did now, dropping the price down like he did, 7%, took $2 million in coin on the cheap. Okay, then he turned around and he sells it. He's going to come out with a total profit of $600,000 just on this trade alone today. That's if he raises it to 100. I don't know what it is, these people running around with their technical analysis. They look at the small part of the picture, and nobody bothers to look at the larger picture, that the liquidity problems that these exchanges are having are leaving the market makers to do some criminal maneuvering to keep these exchanges liquid. That's all they're doing. Okay? That's why they risk getting caught manipulating the spread, which is a serious crime. This is why they don't care if you sue them. Okay? Because if you sue them, and they've already stolen $100 million, and these agencies just come walking in, well, you were a bad boy, you're going to have to give back $5 million. You know something? If I was in court and they told me I just stole $100 million, I only have to give you $5 million of it back or $10 million of it back, and they say, well, yeah, that's your punishment, I'd probably laugh and probably write them a check right there in the court. And go back to the exchange and do it again. That's what happened in 2017. The 2018 crash, they got away with it. They're doing it again. And you idiots doing your technical analysis, you only see what's going on in the board, but not what's going on in front of the board, but not what's going on behind the board. And this is why people are hostile to you, because you understand technical analysis, but you don't understand the depth of the finance that goes behind it that might lead a market maker out. He's leading the bull by the nose. Oh yeah, so let's do this. Now we can rob him. Oh, he's got 300,000 views. Ooh. That's what they're doing. They're using you guys too on YouTube with your technical analysis. They're using us. But now I understand how the game is played because I have a banking background. I understand the finance of the exchange. I can understand when they don't have enough liquidity, it brings the exchange to a halt. So if you're a market maker, you basically got the exchange by the nuts. You decide what happens, not the technical analysis. You know what the market maker does with your technical analysis? He crumbles it up and wipes his ass with it and throws it in the garbage. I've seen this happen. I've seen technical analysis go, look, I did this great technical analysis, and now the stock went up sky high that I did the technical analysis on. Why aren't they using our technical analysis? Because they don't need your information but nothing but cover. That's all it is. They're going to Four Seasons, and their buddies telling them, we're going to pump this, we're going to dump that. We're going here, we're going there. They don't need you. You're just window dressing for when the SEC decides to stop in the office. They'll tell, and then they'll go in. Then your boss will come in after the friend told them that XYZ is going to go to the moon. We're going to pump it. Then your boss comes in. I want you to do a review on XYZ, the pros. I want you over there to do a con report on XYZ and give them both to me. And then when they make the score, whether they short it or they long it, and the SEC shows up at the front door, why did you report that said he was pro for it, and they give it to the SEC? You guys don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You're going to be taken. I don't care how great your technical analysis is. I do not care, and neither does the market maker. They're openly committing crime. I'm trying to report it to the exchange. They won't even take the phone call. Okay. I wanted to arbitrate. Okay, fine. If nobody else wants to do anything, I'll just arbitrate my way out of this mess. They wouldn't even do that. So what's that tell you, people, about these exchanges? What's that tell you? The market maker has basically taken over the markets. The people who do the financing of these exchanges to provide liquidity have taken over the market. This is a typical Rothschild banker maneuver. I don't care who makes the laws or who says they own the country. Let me print the money, and I will rule it through proxy. And that's what they're doing right now. They have the money that backs up these exchanges. They have these exchanges on it like puppets on a string. When the market maker came in, Brian probably thought, hey, well, I'll tell this market maker what to do. It's my exchange. You made a contract where he's the exclusive market maker for Coinbase. He probably promised you as much liquidity as you want. And then as soon as the situation got bad where he couldn't control the spread, what did he do? He refused to provide liquidity for Litecoin when Bitcoin was going up. Because he didn't want to provide liquidity for both of them going up at the same time. Because he couldn't control the spread and make the money. That's why NASDAQ has 14 market makers opposed to one market maker on each security. So that won't happen. But you thought if you had one market maker in there, Brian, you could control him. He holds the cash strings to your bank account. He got you. These exchanges have fallen victim to what every industry falls victim to. The finances behind them. Even people. That's why I tell everybody, pay off your debts, make your money trading crypto, and sever yourself away from this old system. You have to get away from this system. It's destructive. It is too destructive. When you see people like Hank Paulson go into the government and tell them there's going to be blood in the streets unless you give us money. And then after you give him the money, he takes $500 million and gives it to himself. It shows you who's in control, right? Give me the money. This has gone on too long in this country. And if you notice, right, cryptocurrency came right after that 2008 crash. Somebody was thinking, hey, they knew what I knew. There's got to be a way to stop these guys. But now the enemy is amongst us in our ranks. They're there. That's why you have the exchange vigilantes showing up. They realize the same thing that I do. They got to break these market makers. Now, these market makers might have connections, but they don't have endless cash. You understand? And plus, they don't have endless coin. See, that's how they're going to break them. How they're going to break them is they have to come in, they have to orchestrate, they have to get as many whales as they can get together that are bloated with cash right now. Right? Now, the market maker has a finite amount of coin and a finite amount of cash. Right? It's obvious when they were pumping up June 12th, when Bitcoin started pumping, Litecoin was already pumping. And they actually had to stop Litecoin from pumping. They put a cap on it from June 12th because they know full well that the liquidity that the market maker has wouldn't be enough to cover both of those coins pumping up at the same time. So they let Bitcoin ride. They put a cap on Litecoin. So what do? Now when the next pump begins, they know that this guy who doesn't have enough liquidity on Coinbase isn't going to have enough capital to back up. Say all of a sudden they decide to pump all the coins on Coinbase, right? They're going to force Coinbase to actually look for more market makers that way. Because what they're going to do is bring the trading to a screeching halt. Well, if this market maker doesn't have enough cash, we're going to have to bring in more market makers. And who do you think is going to show up to apply to be a market maker? People with big bank, right? And just who do you think those people are going to be? Do you see what I'm talking about, people? And then instead of saying one market maker, there might be 10 market makers. And some of those are going to be those whales inside. Let's say those are the same people that are going to be the exchange vigilantes. You see what's going on here? They're playing a game of chess. They're going to break the market makers. They already broke one in Australia. You understand? They realized, hey, we don't have to attack the exchanges. We have to attack the market makers. That's the finance behind the scam they're running. So you break it from the top, not from the bottom. So that's what they said. You're going to see one day out of nowhere, they're just going to come on the exchanges and they're just going to pump up not one coin. They're going to pump them up all the coin. And then they're going to bring the exchange to a standstill. Or the exchange is going to have to stop trading. Then Brian's going to be in a panic. Oh my God, our market maker doesn't have enough liquidity to keep the exchange running. Oh my God. Problem, solution. Then those same people who pumped it up and froze the exchanges are going to come walking in. We got $100 billion, in this hedge fund. We'll come in and be a market maker. We're credible investors. We'll come in, and they'll take the bait. That's the whole thing. As from a banking perspective, I could tell you how they're going to come in and take it over. That's the only way. You see that exchange, that Australian exchange that came to a halt because they didn't have enough liquidity. Who do you think they're looking for? They're looking for market makers. Now they're going to run out and look for market makers, and they pumped it up. They brought the exchange to a standstill. The rest of the market's still moving. You do one exchange at a time. That exchange in Australia stopped, dead in its tracks. Now they'll go in there, offer to be the market maker, to make liquidity. They'll start the exchange back up. Their market maker will no longer be able to dominate the market. They'll have competition in there, and all of these shenanigans will stop. You understand what they're doing? This is why when they say Bit Swear, like he couldn't figure out how these vigilantes are going to come in there and take over the market. He thinks, they're going to come in and just buy up Litecoin. No, that's very unsophisticated. These people are way more sophisticated than that. They know they have to come in. They might just wait for him to pump up Bitcoin. Maybe Litecoin will go up. He'll try the same stunt again because he doesn't have enough liquidity, the market maker. He'll try to put a cap on some of the coin from going up. And that one was Litecoin because next to Bitcoin it has the highest volume. Okay? That's why the price is so volatile on Litecoin. The market maker put a cap in order to extend his liquidity into this Bitcoin pump. And they'll just wait for Bitcoin to pump, and then they might come in and pump all the other coin. And that market maker won't be able to sustain the liquidity for all those coins being pumped. Exchange goes into panic. They're running around looking for money to keep the exchange running. And then they'll just make a phone call. I understand you're looking for more market makers. That's how they're going to do it. These guys just don't understand. I don't know how BitSquare can't figure this out. Oh, well, he pumps Litecoin. They're not just going to pump Litecoin. You got to look to what they did. The trial one, as I understand it, was that exchange in Australia. Okay? They stopped it from liquidity. Now, that exchange is going to come back online because now it's going to have one of the associates. They might not even be in the group. They might have a bunch of market makers that they know personally that might come in, that are associated with the group. You got to remember, these people have finance and broker backgrounds. They might not even have to finance the liquidity of these markets. They might have people that they trust on the side just waiting in some bank. And now I'm starting to wonder why Charlie Lee bought that bank in Germany, WEG. You understand? You need bankroll. You need bankroll to provide liquidity. This market maker. You see, this is why I say Charlie Lee knew. He knew these guys, this market maker was an asshole in LTC. So he knew what was going to happen, so he dumped it. Then he took his proceeds, the Litecoin Foundation, and bought their own bank. Now he's no longer associated with the coin. Follow this here. He's no longer associated with the coin. He goes out and buys the bank and moves in as market maker for Litecoin. No conflict of interest. You see what I think I understand what Charlie Lee's trying to do. He's trying to get Litecoin away from these market makers. That's a possible path that he might be taking. So maybe I'm too hard on him when I look at the bigger view of the picture. But as far as I'm concerned, the people who provide the liquidity of these markets are going to be in control of it. As you can see, I already proved to you that they're the ones moving the price around. Okay? And they're doing it to manipulate the spread. And that's very typical crime that actually some people, it's an antitrust crime. Okay? They're monopolizing it. I know it's an antitrust right there. That, other words, these guys monopolize the market price, and it's a violation of antitrust regulation that this market maker is going to get nailed with. That's the best way I can explain it. I'm hoping that these lawyers take it. I'm more than likely pretty sure that they are going to take the class action because of the review that it was. Other words, the lawyer that I went to in New York I was actually referred to from another lawyer who actually looked into what I was saying. The guy came. Oh yeah, he's in the office. He's going to call you back in an hour. He's going to review it. That's what they told me. It's Silver Law Firm, which is in Coral Gables, Florida. So he sat down for an hour and he came in. Oh, you got a case, but let me tell you something. I'm in Florida. You're in New York. I'm going to refer you to this lawyer up there. We know him. He's good. This is exactly what he's looking for. I went over there and they referred me to that lawyer, but I still sent them a message anyway. You see me do it, so he knows this guy is the referral from Silver Law. And when he calls me, I'm going to tell him I was referred to Silver Law, and then his ears are going to perk up. Oh, you mean one of my colleagues already reviewed this for you and now he's giving it to me? So it's a lawyer referral. That's what they call it. The lawyer's going to guide me to the correct lawyer that's going to handle this because he knows the situation. After he reviewed what I I sent him a link. I sent him a copy of the letter, and immediately it was all clear to him what was going on. I sent him. He knew right away what was going on. He knew better than I did. And then when I went to the website of Milberg LLP, I looked for anything to do with the market maker, and sure enough, there was the market maker they were being sued. They lost They got sued for a total of $1 billion because they did the same exact thing, manipulated the spread to benefit themselves. So this is the same exact crime that has been done on Coinbase. So again, it's the market maker. Brian being of Armstrong again. I might have been too hard on him and Charlie Lee. They're IT people. They just probably thought that when they got the liquidity, a person to handle liquidity, that the person, well, what can they do to our exchange? They were naive. They got taken. They're in deep doo-doo now because they're gonna lose control of their whole exchange. Like I said before, when Bitcoin started going up, and Litecoin was previously going up from the June, the first couple of days from June, it went up on the 12th. It kept going up. Remember, it was skyrocketing. It gained 30%, and all of a sudden it just stops for 14 days. It just stays there at the top. That's because it was being suppressed by the market maker because he did not have enough capital to provide liquidity for two skyrocketing coins. It had to be done. And then there was a rash of people who were holding on Litecoin, had their accounts frozen. They were told they could only sell. They couldn't even withdraw their cash. They couldn't even buy on people who were holding Litecoin. And I know that because there's videos of the subscribers on my channel who are holding Litecoin came back and told me it was happening. They wouldn't do it to me because they know they're going to get a phone call every fucking day on the hour. I'll drive their phone staff nuts. I want that unfrozen. I went also to the Better Business Bureau to report that these guys were running a market maker spread rigging scam. That's what it is. It's a market maker spread rigging scam. And right now he wants coin cheap, and he needs it cheap. So when it starts going up, he has enough liquidity. Bitcoin took away all his liquidity. He couldn't support both coins. So I'll say it again so you guys understand what the exchange vigilantes are all about. They're not about attacking the exchange directly. They're going to break their market makers. The ones that are manipulating the spread, they're going to... First of all, there's a two-pronged attack on this. Now, obviously, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to go in and sue these guys, sue the market maker. This is going to take time. This isn't going to happen overnight. So now that's going to put the market maker in financial distress. Okay, that's going to put more strain on him to protect himself from a legal barrage, because we got him. There's no doubt in my mind we got him on this. Coinbase too, we got them too. So now the exchange vigilantes come in. What are they going to do? The statement that they're going to pump Litecoin and stop the market maker, that's not as sophisticated as they are. Okay, that's what anybody layman would do. That's not what they're going to do. They know that these market makers are manipulating the spread. They're keeping the price down to get the spread to $2 because they're not high-end capitalized, so to say. In other words, their liquidity is very limited. Though they do have a lot of money compared to market makers from somebody else, like NASDAQ, they're small fry. They're tiny. Remember, crypto is a very small market. We're not even close to the capitalization of NASDAQ, right? And the capitalization of crypto is a lot less than NASDAQ because we have our market makers aren't blown in the cash of, say, of the NASDAQ market maker. So what do? They wait for an opportunity that, say, Bitcoin starts to skyrocket. So your little market maker, oh, I don't have enough capital, so I'm going to stymie Litecoin from going up as well. He stymies Litecoin because it next to Bitcoin it has the next highest volume. You stymie Litecoin. So what do these guys do? You think they pump up Litecoin? What would you do if you're playing three-dimensional chess? You pump up all the coin across the board inside this exchange, all of them. Even Bitcoin if it's going up on its own already. And you drain the liquid capital out of the market maker to where the exchange freezes. Now the exchange is frozen. Why? Because the market maker can't provide the liquidity. And the market maker can no longer engage in trading that nefarious trading, criminal trading that benefits himself. So now the exchange is going to panic. They're going to be looking, oh my God, where are we going to get this capital? We lost the liquidity. Oh my God, what are we going to do? We're going to lose everything. Phone call comes into the exchange. It might not necessarily be the exchange vigilantes. It might be associates that provide liquidity, who might say, look, I'm not going into that market with that market maker there because that market maker is going to cause problems for me. In other words, if you're an honest market maker and you decide to go in and be a market maker at Coinbase, which they probably won't let you in because this market maker wants to monopolize the market and keep his $2 spread game going, another market maker coming in is going to ruin his game because he might not say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my capital behind your scheme of manipulating the spread. So what do? They keep one market maker to prevent that. Of course, this guy won't let the wolf here, won't let the other wolves in. Understand? He wants to be alpha here. He wants to control the spread to benefit himself. Even if there's more than one market maker in here, they're all in agreement. So bringing out an outside foreign source is an interference to their goals. And if you are the foreign source, would you want to go into, and you're honest, would you want to go into this exchange? So what they got to do is shake them and break them. So once they pump up all the coin and bring this exchange to a standstill, because they cannot, these market makers obviously don't have enough capital to keep the exchange running if more than two coins, major coins, get pumped. So now they come in, they pump up. This is what they said they're targeting, but the way they're targeting is totally at a line with Bitcoin Ben said. They're going to pump up all the coin, bring this market, this platform to a standstill, where they're going to suspend trading. They already did it live in Australia. Now, Ryan's going to be, oh my God, I got my exchange, it's going to be shut down. I got to have to suspend trade. Oh my God, what do I do? The market maker doesn't have enough liquidity since everything started pumping. Oh, what do I do? Phone call comes. Yeah. Well, we're a represented group. Well, we got some accredited, market makers. You want to let us in? Yeah. Oh, please come down to the office. Well, yeah. It might not be the exchange vigilantes that come in, and they're going to put their market makers in, who have way more capital than this guy is, even if it takes 2 or 3 of them. They have way more money. And plus, when they become market makers, they also get to make money. But this market maker's days of ruling the roost are over. He's not going to be able to dominate the market. That's what they're going to do. That's how you come in and you fix the market. You decimate their market maker. And we all know this guy's got limited capital. There's blood in the water and they smell it. This market maker here is the only market maker in here. He can't even maintain 2 coins pumping up. And again, go to June 12th. See when Bitcoin started to pump. and where Litecoin stopped pumping was June 12th. And the reason why for that is that market maker couldn't provide enough liquidity if those two coins took off at the same time. So that's what I understand. That's what I got out of the whole conversation. That's what my banking experience taught me. The banking side that underpins all of this trading that's going on. That's how they're going to come in and fix everything. Because that's who's manipulating the market, is the market maker, their liquidity provider. So people, we got to hope to get honest market makers are trying to come in. This guy has closed off that market to himself. He's monopolized it. Right there, that's an antitrust violation, especially if they're manipulating the spread. Even if there's 10 market makers in there right now, which there isn't. If they're still manipulating the market to get a big spread, they're all in trouble. But again, this is one market maker. If you read the letter that I post, they know which market maker it is. And they said that that's the market maker's trades. It wasn't plural, and the trades do belong to one individual, one. So there's only one market maker in Litecoin, as far as I can tell. Oh, wait a minute. No, they also stated that the market maker is the same person who's involved in all the trading pairs on Coinbase. So there's one market maker for all the coin in Coinbase. Brian probably thought, hey, if I get one market maker, I can control him. Brian has an IT background. He doesn't have a banking background. And then what happened? The market maker turned on him. He said, well, oh, you control me? Oh, no, you don't. I don't have enough liquidity to let both of these coins go up. Litecoin has to be capped. You have to give me Litecoin. That's why Charlie got out. Why? So I can manipulate the spread and get $2 off of it. I'm not going to give you any liquidity capital if I don't get something out of it. That's how they made the side deal. Plus, I want the exclusive of being the market maker on the whole exchange. But what he forgot to tell him that his bankroll is not big enough if all these coins took off. So that's why you get solutions like this June 12th debacle. I'm very intuitive on this stuff. When I used to work at a Philadelphia International Bank, it would be like, how did you know what he was going to say? Or how did you know this? And one of the ladies turned around and she goes, you're a witch, aren't you? I used to laugh. They used to call me the witch. I would say, watch this. I'm going to ask this question to this guy. This is what he's going to say. And what was her name? Indira Bogue. I go, watch it with those Jeffrey Qualls. All of them were there. I go, watch this. I'll show you. It's all about knowing people. The guy whose name was Sabri Himley. I go, hey, I asked him a question I can't really tell you about, rarely out loud. And he gave me the answer. And they all looked at me. And then they got the nickname The Witch. How did you know that? And one guy from Ghana goes, you're a witch, man. I go, watch out for him. He might take me outside and burn me at the stake. And that's how I'm always able to get along with people, too. I can get along with the most difficult people in finance. They won't even give you a second glance. I used to drive around people when I became a high-end armed chauffeur. And I used to drive around these people and talk to them. They're like, how do you get along with them? I'm just good at reading people. They're not really bad people, difficult people. Those are people that have been abused by people where everybody's after them for something. Especially rich people. You wonder why they don't want to talk to people? Because all the time people talk to them, yeah, how you doing? Oh, I can use some help. That's all they hear all fucking day long. They have to hide. Not all rich people are evil. But they can't help the world with all their problems, and they know that. So don't misjudge people until you get to know them. And believe me, to really get to know a person, it takes 6 months to a year, because 6 months they're going to have their guard up because they don't feel comfortable. They don't trust you. Most people, it's 6 months. Even if you meet somebody that you're dating, you're not really seeing that person as they truly are. Men, when you meet a woman, you'll never see her without makeup until a year down the line. After maybe you slept with her a couple of times, then you won't see her without makeup. She'll run into after you sleep with her the next morning. She'll get up before you get up, and she'll run into the bathroom. You ever wonder what she's doing? Besides cleaning herself up, she's putting on a fresh coat of face spackle. You think she wakes up that way every day? So you could see what's going on. I explained it as best as I can about the exchange vigilantes, how this is going to operate. They're not targeting the exchanges. They don't want the market monopolized with these crappy market makers, so they're going to come in and get their, so they're going to get their boys in here. And this market maker is actually going to have competition because right now he's monopolizing the market, and that's an antitrust violation right there. And he's monopolizing the market so he can maintain his spread. Now let's look. We see the market; it's going down again. Let's see what's causing it. You see this trade has moved in price. Okay, let's just see what he's doing. We got to start from the top. Again, you see how this top wall is closer. This is how I can tell which direction he's going. His top wall is closer to the mid-market price, just by the exposure in the order book. You can see that. Now let's go down to the bottom. The bottom wall is just going to be further away. You see? You could just glance at it and tell what he's doing now. In other words, there's more trades in here on the bottom than on the top between the walls. So obviously he's going to bring the price down. Now watch, this is going to go up higher, and you're going to see the lower wall when you start seeing green. You see, he counteracted it. Let's see the RSI. Look at this. Have we ever seen, as long as Binance has been trading Litecoin, have you ever seen this happen? Let's take a look. Well, you see it here. So what we're in the process is seeing this right now. So we still got more damage to go. You see this? Look, it came up, it never went up to the top, and then it flattened out. We're seeing a replay right here. This is a replay. This is, look, it came from the top. Look, it floated across the top. When it first rose, he brought it down. It hit the 30, didn't quite make it. It floated across sideways for a while. It went down. You see, this is a replay of the original, you see, of the original spike up. The first spike we had up from this bear market. It's a replay. I can tell you that right now. So what you're seeing here right now, look, we're here. That's exactly what he's doing. He's doing a replay. So now, this is when we first came out of the box. We hit like $91. We got, it's exactly replay if you look. He's hit the reset button. And not only is he reset it, he's doing the same play, shot for shot. You see this dive right here? Here it goes, look. If you want to see what's going to happen in the future, you look to the past. Look. The same dip, the same U. You see the same teacup? And then it went down. We just hit the edge of the teacup. We went down. You see? I'm showing you guys this. Is it a dead coin? No. Is it a scam coin? Yes. We hit the top. We went across. We teacupped, handled. We went up. We teacupped, handled down. You see? Now what happens after we handled over here? We went sideways. I'm showing you guys the playbook. I'm reading it from the market maker's playbook. Now here we go sideways. Then we start going down. 1 dump, 2 dump, 3 dumps, 4 dumps, 5 dumps. 5-wave dump. You see we went sideways. Let's see if this was, what was it last time? 14 days that it went sideways? Here goes this. Before the teacup, we went 14 days sideways. This one we did. Okay? Now you see the teacup forming. Here's the handle. It went down below the teacup. Okay? Then we went sideways, and then we commenced down. This is just the reset button. Right now, we're over here. So expect more downside, people. This is only the first wave. Let me see how many. We went down, we went up, we went sideways, we teacupped. Here's the handle. We went sideways, we went down. He's doing the same play at the beginning of the bull market. He's doing the same play over. And right now, if you would look at this on, what's his name, Crypto Savvy, what he's created is a giant teacup, and this is the handle off of that teacup going down before it goes up. So I can confirm what Crypto Savvy is correct. You go look at his graph, you can see we're in a giant teacup. I think he has it right here where he has it. This center point is where Crypto Savvy's right here is where his center point for his gigantic, huge teacup is. Yeah, you can see it even happened over here. There was like a smaller one. You see that? This is a giant one. You see? That's what he's working off. It goes up, it peaks out from the previous way up. You see? It broke out, and then it teacupped down. Went sideways. Went back up again. Another gigantic teacup. Yeah. So he's right. He's right. But as far as price, the price is, I don't know how far we're going to come from down here. I never seen it this low before. They really did the damage. They might let it go up, but I'm thinking they're just going to perform what they did in the past over here. We're going to get before it goes back up. $8 days. So if we look at it in the worst case scenario, if they keep it dragging along, $6 days from this punch down. 6 days. We might be seeing another 2 humps, which would take approximately 6 days. Let me see how long it ran sideways. It ran sideways. $7 days it ran sideways. Over here it ran sideways for 14. I'm taking a beating. I think we're just being, it's all manipulation, people. It's all manipulation. That's why you see Crypto Savvy, he's so relaxed. He knows it's all manipulation. He knows these guys are running patterns. You know, there's a scheme that follows a pattern. I know it too. That's why they say don't put in more than you can afford to lose. Okay? Because you see, if you can afford to lose it, fine. You just leave it there. You count it as already lost. That's what I do. I count it as already lost. And then lo and behold, it recovers. And they sell it off at the price. It's just taken me longer to make my return on it than I thought. That's all. But if you sell out now thinking, oh, it's going to die, no, that's exactly what they want you to do. Yeah, I have to keep telling you guys, the market is designed to do that. That's what the market maker hopes you do. Uh, the market maker, if there wasn't any money to be made, he wouldn't be here either. He wouldn't have monopolized the market to try other market makers from getting in if there was no money to be made in this market. So, people, the best of luck on your trading. Don't be scared. Don't panic, because that's exactly what this market maker wants you to do. You panic, he gets his $2 spread. You set a stop loss, he gets your $2 spread. You people who do stop losses, you're just better off taking the coin from the exchange and swing trading it. Ignore the downturn. Ignore it. You know it's going to go back up sooner or later. Putting a stop loss on it means you shouldn't have been in the trade in the first place if you got a stop loss on it. If you have that much doubt that it's going to go up and you put a stop loss, you're going to lose 10% of your money, and he's going to get it. He's looking for that opportunity. So you're better off holding your coin, and when it goes up, put it on the exchange and then selling it. Because if you put it a stop loss, you're only hurting yourself, because they're going to see it and they're going to go get it. All right, people, you guys have a good day. That's my one and only video of the day. Learn how to use your calculator. Learn how to spot market manipulation from the market maker. It's very easy. We seen this when it was going down. He had the spread open wide. He was really putting pressure on the sell side by moving his sell side wall down further. Then when you seen green start to pop up, he relieved the pressure and he put his trades almost equidistant. It's very easy to see. You all have a good day and good luck on your trading. I'm out.